Welcome in, everybody. It's a big day. A Marvel legend could be making a comeback. Sydney Sweeney says she's not playing a Bond girl, and Taylor Sheridan just shook up Hollywood. Plus DC Magic and the MCU update, and a horror premiere with the Red Wedding. Superman's losing the top spot on Max, and today's CovrPrice Daily Shakers report packed with high dollar comic sales. I'm Bryant, and welcome to Comic Issues Daily. All right. Segment one today is from Rich Johnson at bleedingcool.com, and it says it's official. Brian Bendis, or Michael Bendis, is returning to Marvel in 2026, and what he's writing is under wraps. But Johnson's narrowed it down. Option one, Daredevil's Saladin Amin's run just ended with issue number 25, and there's a gap. Plus, Bendis's classic era still shapes the Netflix and Disney Plus shows. Then we got option two, which is Miles Morales Spider-Man. That series wraps January of 2026, and Bendis created Miles, so timing checks out. And then we got option number three, Avengers. Avengers 800 lands in January and teases a surprise writer and artist and a blockbuster return creative team from Avengers past. Johnson bets on Bendis and David Finch. Either way, his comeback is a big deal. Where do you want him? Daredevil, Miles, or Avengers? Let's stay in Marvel land and go check out what Clark Gregg has to say when he's lightening up the canon debate. All right. Josh Wilding over at comicbookmovie.com breaks down the never-ending Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. canon fight. It launched tied directly to the MCU and nailed the Winter Soldier link, but drifted off the sacred timeline. And Feige never wanted those never wanted those TV projects kind of to be tied together. Fans argue that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter should count, especially since the Defenders saga is now canon. And then NYCC happened. Clark Gregg told doubters to go F yourself and said the cast is deeply proud of their fans. Meanwhile, Brad Windrum over at Marvel Studio TV boss called it exciting to think about squaring those ABC shows with canon. Names like Quake, May, Coulson, and Robbie Reyes are on board when the timing's right. Is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. canon or a cool alternate timeline? Tell me below and tap like if you want Coulson back. Me personally, I enjoyed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I would love to see Coulson back and the rest of the team. I had a lot of fun watching all that. And speaking of saying no to labels, Sydney Sweeney's not playing the Bond girl game. And Spencer Perry over at comicbook.com reported that with Bond 26 still lacking a lead in release dates, rumors tied Sydney Sweeney to the Bond girl role. This is a strange story. In Variety, the normally composed Sweeney finally broke, admitting she's a huge Bond fan, but adding, depends on the script. I think I'd have more fun as James Bond himself. I don't know about this. She's got the clout, Euphoria, White Lotus, producing credits, and award buzz. So the studio might need her more than she needs Bond. With Denis Villeneuve busy on Dune Part 3 till 2026. Bond 26 might not hit until 2028 anyways. Would you cast her as Bond girl, or villain? Yeah, I don't know if we're ready for I just don't think that I wouldn't be that interested in a female James Bond. It just kind of not my norm, but I apologize if that doesn't agree with people. All right, and then speaking of big moves, Taylor Sheridan just made a massive one. Monica Cohen over at CBR and Spencer Perry from comicbook.com confirmed Taylor Sheridan is leaving Paramount for NBCUniversal. He built the Yellowstone universe and was Paramount's creative cornerstone. CEO David Ellison called him a singular genius. After the Skydance Paramount merger and executive shakeups, Sheridan and partner David Glasser from 101 Studios are heading to NBC Universal. Sheridan's 5-year deal starts January 1 of 2029, and Glasser is getting a 2026 first look. He'll stay with Paramount until 2028. So Mayors of Kingstown season 4 and Tulsa King season 3 and spinoff Y Marshals in 2026 are still happening. But once he's gone, Paramount has to fill the void. Which Sheridan show will struggle the most without him? And then now we're going back to Marvel, and Yelena Belova made one small but powerful style request. Let's see what that is. Joshua Wildwing over at comicbookmovie.com says Thunderbolts was basically a Yelena story. Her path from assassin to new Avenger and co-leader with Bucky Barnes, setting up Avengers Doomsday. Her new uniform is muted and simplified to carry into that film. In the Thunderbolts art book via the direct, Florence Pugh said Yelena's her own person now. So she wanted no bright anything and simple hair and makeup, but added, it's Yelena. She cannot have cool eyes. That look shows up in the post-credit scenes. She and director Jack Shearer are exploring how heroes cope mentally with constant pressure. She'll return in Avengers Doomsday in December of 2026, and is rumored for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Who should join Yelena and Bucky on the new Avengers team? Speaking of hooks, DC's got a brand new magical makeover to show off. Rich Johnson over at Bleeding Cool highlights Hayden Sherman's concept art for Absolute Zatanna in Absolute Wonder Woman. He's also handling Wonder Woman, Hecate, Hades, and Persephone. Z's first appears at the end of number 12 as a government asset built to be the absolute Wonder Woman. Writer Kelly Thompson shared Sherman's work on Substack, saying he had to design two looks: her final costume and her Area 41 prison look, and pulled it off brilliantly, just like Nick Dragotta with Absolute Joker. In the upcoming issue 14 on November 26th, when that lands, it'll be Diana versus the Earth itself. Issue number 15 in December gives us the first absolute Batman and Wonder Woman team up in Gotham amid murders marked by Hecate. And issue number 16 kicks off with Season of the Witch, pitting Zatanna against Diana in Gateway City. You reading these? Favorite DC magic users? Diana, or someone else? Now let's get scary. We're heading to Derry. Ooh, I'm rhyming. Didn't even know it. Mark Cassidy from comicbookmovie.com breaks down the HBO prequel Wild premiere. 5 friends searching for missing Maddie, and seems like the new Losers Club, until a demonic baby leaps from the movie screen and kills everyone except Lily and Ronnie. Co-creators Barbara Machete calls it Our Red Wedding. Director Andy Machete wanted to prove nothing's safe. And writer Jason Futch said all 5 kids originally lived until Andy pitched the shock twist with a dramatic headshot sweep for executives. Bill Skarsgård returns as Pennywise later in the season, and Stephen King loves it. Did that ending wreck you? Drop your spoiler tag reaction and let me know. And since we're already in scare mode, let's talk box office monsters on Max. Spencer Perry from comicbook.com says Weapons from 2025 just knocked Superman off the #1 spot on Max. Superman had ruled since September with help from Peacemaker Season 2, but spooky season strikes again, and Zach Krieger's film hit 3 days ago and instantly shot to #1 worldwide, and Flex Patrol scored 620 uh, which is a number one in 63 countries. The Substance in 2024 is a distant second at 190. Horror rules the charts. I Know What You Did Last Summer, the summer that came out in 2025, and all fun and games are up there. Superman is now number five with It from 2017 and Barbarian from 2022 climbing. If it holds, it could drop out of the top 10. Have you watched Weapons yet? What's your 2025 must see horror? Can Superman fly back up post Halloween? You never know. It could be up, and away. And since we're already talking collecting, let's end with the money side of comics. And that is going to be our CovrPrice Daily Shakers Report. Let's talk the numbers. In today's report, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 first print from 1984 and a CGC 8.5 sold for $9,966. And that's Kevin Eastman's indie classic, which just hit almost 10 grand. Proof that the Turtles are still underground royalty. And you also had Laird in there too. And then for the second spot, we got Exciting Comics #3 from 1940 in a CGC 8.0 sold for $3,840. That's Golden Age Black Terror count is still rising. All right. And then we got Marvel Mystery Comics #7 from 1940 in a CGC 3.0 sold for $3,120. And it has the Human Torch and Submariner early timely heat. And then we got Amazing Spider-Man 50 from 1967 and a raw sold for $2,807. And it's part of the Spider-Man No More and Kingpin's first Silver Age appearance. And then we got Captain America 25 from 1943 and a CGC 3.0 sold for $2,400. We got World War II era Cap holding strong. And then we got Green Hornet #26 from 1945 in a CGC 9.0. A 9.0 from 1945. That is an excellent book. So over $2,400, which means high grade pulp. Icon is way high right now. And then we got Transformers #1 from 1984 in a newsstand, sold as a CGC 9.8 for $2,100. And we got 80s nostalgia still printing money. And then Captain America Comics issue #26 from 1943 and a CGC 2.5 commanded $2,040, even as a low grade key is still commanding a high price. And then we got Marvel Spotlight #5 from 1972 and a CGC 8.0 sold for $1,980, which is Ghost Riders and Johnny Blaze's Ghost Rider's first appearance. And then we got Mickey Mouse Magazine Volume 3, Issue #3 from 1937 in a CGC 5.0, so for $1,860. Golden Age Disney magic is real money. All right, and then that's our Daily Shakers Report. From Golden Age heroes to 80s icon. The market is alive across every era. Which sale surprised you the most? Tell me below, and hit like if you track your collection on CovrPrice. All right, next I just wanted to shout out or remind everybody about Comic Channel Origins. It's my weekly live stream that I do where I interview comic book YouTube content creators and talk to them about how they've grown their channel from 0 up to where they are now, subscriber count wise, and learn tips, tricks, things that they've done, or type of best practices that they do to kind of go through and create their YouTube content. So please check that out. I've interviewed 22 comics, the Comic Vet, Cliff on comics, the C3 guys from Comics Curing Cancer, Rob's Fast Acts, DJ Links, and Mark from Legion of Comics, all them. And the last person I interviewed was Lunch Money Comics, which was a great interview. Also, I've had a few other side quests and what's on the comic rack. Please check that out. This coming Sunday, I'm going to be interviewing Sector 2815 on this Sunday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. So please check that out. And don't miss any of those other ones. You can check on the playlist that we have for those. And then also, please check out the channel sponsor, who is Ron's Comic Closet. He has new releases, back issues, and collectibles. And if you use code I have issues at checkout, you'll get 20% off your first purchase with Ron's Comic Closet. And that's the full run Marvel return. We got a Marvel return, DC Designs, Hollywood shakeups, horror surprises, collectors shakers. If you've had fun, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss any issues. And just remember, I hope that all of your issues are comics. All right, have a good one, and we'll see you later.